A very good morning to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is today's United Kingdom talk. And we must say hello immediately for the first time to Leon C. Leon C. It actually sounds like a seaside resort, doesn't it? Leon C. I don't usually give people's surnames out just in case they get stalkers. And talking of stalkers, I have been having one, boys and girls. And I know exactly who it is. Over the last few weeks, I have had a stalker. So this is, honestly, you think it's funny, don't you? I always thought it was funny. Well, I still think it is funny. Someone kept ringing my phone morning, noon and night. And it's been going on for weeks. Oh, Terry, I've just logged out of that thing, which has closed my little window. Just a minute. I've got to put in... a password. Just a second. Oh, well, and that'll bring that. Oh, hang on. Have I done the wrong one? Oh, yes, I've done the wrong one there. Just a minute. Sorry, Terry. I think it's logged out or something, and it's shut down the screen, so I can't see what's going on. There we are. We like to know what's going on. Yes, I've had a stalker for a while, boys and girls. We have now resolved the problem. I kind of let it go, and I let it go, and I thought, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And eventually I got fed up with the phone ringing all hours of days. So I've changed both my phone numbers. There we are. So if you are a good, close friend of mine and you want my number again, please ask for it. Don't be shy and I shall give it to you. I have 2 brand new phone numbers. So that's what's been happening here. Phone numbers changed, Facebook blocked, no more stalker. How fun is that? It's actually quite easy to change all these bits and pieces, and it's all free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything, all right? So that's what's been happening to me. Yes, good morning to Leon. We said good morning to Leon. Whereabouts is he then? Where are you, Leon? What part of the world are you in? Are you in a posh part? i.e. like Bracknell, or are you in a common part like Huntingdonshire? Do let us know. The email address of the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, Leon's in Newton Le Willows, in the northwest Tyne Tees television area, I do believe. Is that Tyne Tees television? Is that still on? It's all ITV now, isn't it? All one big company. So good morning to Leon. Good morning to Fag Ash Lil, who gives me the checklist. Skype on, yes. Check, press record, yes. Record button 2, yes. Everything is on, Fag Ash Lil. Thank you for letting me know, dear. And don't be shy, Lil. Join in if you want to, my darling, okay? Good morning to Wayne, who says, Chris, you asked me to remind you to talk about your Hoover story. Oh, Terry says, can hear you clearing yourself. What, like this? Yes, I did. I forgot to turn the microphone off while I was doing my warm-up, didn't I? Oh, yeah. Doing a chat show, it's similar. You know, like in choirs and orchestras, they warm up. Oh, don't they? And have you ever heard singers warming up? Oh, I know what you're thinking. How high can he go? My loves, I can be very high if I want to, but that's not for this programme. Shall we try warming up everyone together this morning? Go on, open up your windows, boys and girls. Don't be sitting there scrunched up on a settee with a duvet on watching Jeremy Kyle. I mean, God, are you really that sad? Come on, get out into life, dear. Enjoy your life. Exercise your lungs with me this morning, boys and girls. Let's do it together. Are you ready? Here is your starting note. We'll do it together. Listen carefully and follow. Are you ready? Do it now. Oh, are you doing it? Oh, doesn't that feel good? Go on. Go to the window and scream. Scream those notes into your neighbour's garden, those of you that have houses. With flats, I don't know how you do that in a flat, darling. It's been so long since I lived in a flat. Here we go. Maybe on the show each and every morning we should have like a vocal warm up, or maybe exercising. Do you remember those? They don't do it anymore, do they? Or at least I don't think they do. We used to have in the morning BBC Breakfast Time, and on what was it now? TVA. Oh, I've got a new notification. What's that? Is it someone's birthday? Oh, good morning, Ben. Ben's with us as well this morning. Are you, Ben? Oh, how wonderful. Good morning, Ben Parker. He's here as well, one of my karaoke friends. I've got, actually, let me, oh, hang on a minute. Do I want to? No, that's probably not for air. I must ring you after the show, Ben. If I haven't rung you by 12:30, give me a ring. I have karaoke information for you, which, private conversation, okay? Do you remember in the mornings on breakfast television on both sides, they used to have exercises? I remember, for example, on the BBC Breakfast Time, the Green Goddess. And she was a fairly pretty lady with I think she had long blonde hair. And she wore this spandex green outfit, which was so tight. I mean, it was not a nice thing to see bits of women hanging out all over the place first thing in the morning. It really wasn't, dear. And I think on the other side, they had some big bloke who, again, wore these really tight clothes. What is it with elderly fat people that wear tight clothes? What's all that about, eh? They were... And you see these cyclists as well. They wear those awful cycling shorts, don't they? Why do people wear these? Anyway, they used to have the exercise things on every morning on the ITV and on the BBC. And the idea was, I suppose, I mean, I didn't do it, but people must have got up, I suppose, in front of the telly and thought by doing 3 minutes of exercise each day they'd become fit. Because that's all they did. You know, it's not like they were on there in the morning for half an hour giving you a good workout. They were on there like for about 3 minutes doing sort of stretches and all this bits of stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know what the right thing would be to do. How do you do all this stretching and all that rubbish? Eh? I mean, I like the way the cat stretches in the morning. She kind of, you know, when I get up, she has recently been sleeping with me, the cat. Yes, she has, but because you know my asthma, I've got a bit of asthma, and the doctor, when I had that chest infection about 3 weeks ago, he gave me because I got the asthma as well. He gave me a brown steroid inhaler. You know, wait for 10 seconds and breathe it out again. Now I have one of those. Oh, do you know I haven't had it this morning? Come to think of it. Oh. I'll have it after the show. I must make a note of that. Take steroid inhaler. And I have one puff of this thing in the morning and one puff at night. And it is supposed to stop your lungs from requiring the blue one. You know, the blue one that you use whenever you start getting a bit... and it does work quite quickly. But I had noticed that over a period of time, I was using that more, sort of 2 or 3 times a day. So the brown one is supposed to stop you using that. And it's worked. But it's not only worked so well, it's worked so well that the cat is no longer bothering me. And I did, for a little period of time, let her into the house, let her into the main part of the house, because she's always coming to the kitchen, let her into the main part of the house, and she was sleeping with me. And it's something very wonderful about a cat sleeping next to you. Right, I mean, when I say next to you, I mean right next to my head. I would wake up in the morning and her head would be next to mine, and she'd be purring away, and it does send you to sleep, that lovely purring noise. Very nice indeed. Well, I mean, I couldn't do that before because she was creating havoc with my breathing. But since the steroid sprays, I haven't had the problem. And I'm kind of wondering, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know, should I... Is the steroid stopping my body that would do something naturally to stop the cat hairs damaging? Oh, I don't know how it all works. But there we are. So, I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose. But I have stopped her coming into the house again because I'm not quite sure. I want to speak to the doctor now and say, do I have these steroid sprays forever now? I know we spoke about this in a a previous programme. When I get to the end of that pump, do I stop? I don't know what to do with it, really. Don't know what to do with it. Ben, good morning, Ben in London says, Mr. Motivator, yes, he was the keep fit guy on ITV, big black bloke with a moustache, if I remember rightly, and he too wore this spandex outfit, didn't he? I mean, it's bad enough on a girl, but on a bloke, they look hideous, don't they? All this shining material, whatever made us want to wear those sorts of things. Mad Lizzie. I'm not quite sure where she was on, but I do remember she was a thin woman with curly black hair, wasn't she? And again, she wore these same spandex outfits. Awful things. And of course, the green goddess was the other one. Thank you very much, Ben. Good morning to Terry, who's with us this morning, and who tells us that Leon, who's with us in the northeast, also has a stalker called Ginger. Is that right? Have you got a stalker called Ginger? Oh, it's awful. You have to change all your phone numbers and then it all stops. But be very, very careful where you put your phone number. Now, I had my phone number, I had my mobile phone for years on Facebook. I mean, it was on there for years. Of course, it's not on there now. So there we are. In fact, if you look at my Facebook, there's a little message where the phone number would be. If you want to join me by on the Facebook, boys and girls, my username on there is Chris Reardon UK. Okay, on the Facebook, Chris Reardon UK. Apparently, Gavin Bass is with us as well, and he is watching. Gavin is watching today. Is that wise, Gavin? Are you having something to eat? Are you, lovey? Oh, go and have something to eat while you're watching. Don't sit there starving hungry, dear. Go and put some of those sausage things under the grill and don't burn them this time, okay? Gavin is listening and watching. He says he loves your shirt. Did you buy it from eBay? Yes, I did. I've got is it a Tom Baker, is it? Is it Tom Baker? No, Ted Baker. I've got a Ted Baker shirt on this morning. Okay, Ted Baker shirt. Good morning to Danny in Wrexham in Wales. He's with us as well this morning. He's practically married now, Danny in Wales, aren't you? Congratulations for meeting the right person, Danny. It's not happened to me yet. Every night I go to bed and I praise the Lord above that I will find a partner tomorrow. And I am still waiting. Do you know the amount of people that come up and say, oh, you haven't found the right one yet. Oh, someone will come along. What a low old pony that is. No one's coming. Is it? Am I being negative? I don't mean to be negative. I really don't. Ben says something, look, your shirt looks like more like something like Tom Baker would have worn on Doctor Who. No, actually, it's a scarf he wore, dear. The scarf, it wasn't his shirts. Do pay attention to the programme, Ben. If you're going to contribute, please get your facts right. This programme has been compared to BBC News 24's Hard Talk. That's what we need. We need politicians in here. We need we need David Cameron and his boyfriend Nick Clegg in here to have a conversation. Let's see. Let's get the dirt out there, shall we? I'd be quite happy for them to say, David Cameron. I would be prepared. And I really am. Joking aside, I'm a big fan of this coalition government. I really am. And I'd be quite prepared if Nick Clegg and David Cameron do decide to come out and tell us that they are both together. I'm prepared, as a supporter of the coalition government, to do their wedding disco for them. Oh yes, Chris Reardon's mobile disco, complete with rope light. We'll have Ben doing the karaoke. We'll share the night, Ben. Of course, I won't be able to pay you, dear, because it will be all free of charge, not even expenses. Where do you think this money comes from? It doesn't grow on trees. It's hard work. I've had a job since I left school. What about you lot, eh? Come on, how many of you left school and you, sign that bit of paper. Can I have my money, please? Oh, where's your pride in that? Come on, get yourselves a job. Yes, Danny in Wrexham in Wales is watching. He's married, isn't he, Danny? Well done, mate. He says, Ben says, do you mean CBBS? I can't stand that. I don't know what it is about CBBS, but I'm sure when I was a child, children's TV programmes were a hell of a lot better than they are now on that CBBS. All that, it's not Teletubbies. What is it now? What's the big, like, program like for really little people now, you know, look, under the age of 8 or 9 years old? What is the big program? The Tweenies, is it still the Tweenies? We had the Teletubbies, then we had the Tweenies. I wonder what it is now. Anyone know? That'll be one of our younger viewers or listeners that'll know that one, won't it? Eh? The Tweenies, what is it? Not sure. Fag Ash Lil says, I think Lizzie was on TVAM before Mr. Motivator. Yeah, I think you're right there. Then she became too old, Fag Ash Lil. You know, actually, Fag Ash Lil, one of our regular correspondents to the show, I could see you in a little spandex outfit with Meridian TV cameras on you at the end of Brighton Pier, waking us up in the morning with some exercising, stretching and leaning forward and leaning backward, legs in the air. Remind me of myself, to be quite honest. Wayne, good morning to Wayne in Norwich, who says, oh my God, is David and Nick in bed together? Well, I don't know. Do you know something that I don't know? We need photographic evidence. Okay, we're going to have to send one of those dodgy old photographers from News of the World. You know, the ones with the long lenses that keep taking vile pictures of Jordan that we really don't want to see, dear. We don't want to see Jordan anymore. You know, do we really want to see that woman on the telly anymore? Please. No, no, no. And that's it. Yep, well, come on, Fag Ash Lil. I want you to get yourself a pink. Well, let's have a pink and blue spandex outfit and get exercising on the end of Brighton Pier. And we'll send along United Kingdom Talk television cameras to the event every morning at 6:30 a.m. Will you be there? That's the question. The nation is waiting to exercise to your body. We are looking forward to that, okay? Apparently, the big programme for children now, Danny says, is called Night Garden. Oh, I don't know that one. Night Garden. Let me have a quick look at that. Is there anything about it on the internet? Night Garden. Night Garden, BBC. I'm going to have a look on the internet. I've got internet here. It's wonderful, isn't it? See BBC. In the Night Garden. Okay. Oh. Play. What's this? Oh, I'm liking that. Oh, we like that music. So it's like a little type of cartoon one.
CBB shows.
Isn't that nice music? Oh, I quite like that. We might give that one a watch then. Thank you, Danny. The Night Garden is the big children's TV shows now. Perhaps there'll be an annual. I don't suppose my little nephew's 13 will want to play that, will want to watch that anymore. He plays computer games. He's just put a deposit down there. Is it Night Call or something like that? Night Call of Duty, apparently. Was just some awful programme where people go around shooting each other. I mean, there was nothing wrong with Pac Man, was there? Why do people have to buy computer games that end up shooting each other and stabbing each other through the heart, really hard with knives and things like that and guns and everything else? There was nothing wrong with Pac Man or Space Invaders, little games that were so inoffensive. No one died other than the aliens, which, you know, we're going to have letters in now. Oh, we're going to have letters in now that I'm being cruel against aliens. I know we are. Okay, forget the Space Invaders. Let's talk about, Pac Man, you know. Boo! And then you go across the strawberry. Boo! Oh, there was nothing wrong with Pac Man. And they don't make tunes like that as well. And of course, the wonderful Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, I mean, now you're talking. Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails. And Super Mario. Does anyone know these tunes? Does anyone know the tunes either to Super Mario, or Sonic the Hedgehog? Are you willing to ring me up now, either on Skype or phone, and sing them down the phone to me? Has anyone got the bottle to do that? I bet you haven't. You can join in if you're with us live. It's 23 minutes past. It's 24 minutes past 11 on Thursday, the 7th. Can't get my THs out. Thursday the 7th of October 2010. If that's the time where you are now, right, 24 minutes past 11, Thursday the 7th of October 2010, then you are with us live and you can join in live. My Skype call-in name is United Kingdom Radio. If you haven't got Skype, you must get it. Oh, it's wonderful. Everything is free. You pay for nothing. You are nothing and you will return to nothing. As Stephen Hawking said on his show. Anyone see that, the Stephen Hawking show? Anyway, let me give you the contact details. United Kingdom Radio is my Skype-in name. Or you can join in on the good old-fashioned telephone. Phone-in number is a local London number, 020 3287 1488. Okay? 020 3287 1488. Once again, the Skype username is United Kingdom Radio. If you're watching recordings of the show, you can still join in. Please join in by email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Okay, messages coming in live at the moment. Fag Ash Lil says, I think I have some pink lycra dance trousers in a box upstairs. Well, they're no good upstairs in a box, are they, dear? Get them out. What is the point? Do you know, you're starting to sound, Fag Ash Lil, you're starting to sound like some of the blokes that I work with, you know, who are so proud. They come up to me and they say, usually this happens just after Christmas. Okay, they come up just after Christmas and they come up to me in a DJ box somewhere and said, oh, Chris, I've joined a gym. Every year this happens. I've joined a gym. And they think simply by paying the subscription, they're going to lose weight. You actually do have to do something, lovies. Okay? There's no point in signing up to a gym for God knows how long, you know, usually, because a lot of these gyms, you've got to be very careful. You can find gyms, if you look around, that will do a pay as you go or sign up for 1 month only. Do not sign up for a whole year's gym membership, okay, in January, thinking to yourself that by signing up and paying the money, you will force yourself to go, because if you don't want to go, it won't work. Sign up for 1 month. People are paying hundreds of pounds in gym memberships, because if you sign up for a year, you've got to pay for a year. Otherwise, they get very nasty, these people do. Oh, yes. Don't be fooled by that smiling lady who you show your card to on the way in. They will take you to court to get their money. You signed up for a year. Do not ever sign up for more than a month's membership at a gym unless you've already been going for 6 months and you keep going. At that point, if you've been going for 6 months, then sure enough, yes, sign up for a year because it's likely that you'll keep going. But do not ever, and don't buy it as a present for someone. Seriously, do not buy. I mean, can you just imagining Terry Turner now, one of our regular correspondents of the show, the look of horror on his face if he ever got a year's gym's membership. Can you imagine Terry's face? Eh? He'd open this envelope. Oh my God. Who hates me enough to give... I mean, you must hate someone, mustn't you? To give them an annual gym membership. You must really hate that person. That's all I can think. It really is. Danny in Wales says, you can sing it, dear. You seem to do it well. Oh, I don't know the Night Garden. I don't actually know the tune. But I must, let me make a little note of that. Night Garden. I must watch that. Is it on YouTube? I must watch an episode of Night Garden because I do quite like a couple of children's programmes. I love at the moment on BBC One Saturday nights. Favourite programme at the moment. Favourite programme at the moment must be Merlin. I love Merlin. To me, now better than Doctor Who. Because quite frankly, some of the acting in Doctor Who is getting a bit dire. Certainly the last series, and I mentioned this 2 shows ago, I really hate Amy Pond. What the hell is that about, eh? Amy Pond got to be the second to worst doctor's assistant ever. The first worst doctor's assistant ever has got to be Bonnie Langford. Oh God, wasn't she dreadful? Screaming every 5 minutes. The best doctors got to be Elizabeth Sladen. Now, what's her name? What's her actress name? Someone tell me. Elizabeth Sladen. She does the spin-off on Children's BBC to Doctor Who. Can't think of her name now. Katie Manning, second best. And Donna Noble. She was a good doctor's assistant, but I can't... Sarah Jane, thank you very much. Sarah Jane, best doctor's assistant ever. Followed by Donna Noble, who was just a couple of years ago, of course. You know, in the Kylie episode at Christmas. She was on that, wasn't she, I think? And Katie Manning, who was Jo. Her name was Jo. She was John Pertwee's assistant. And that is going way back, probably before some of you were born. Okay? She was a good assistant, and she will be appearing in the Sarah Jane Adventures. But Amy Pond, can't stand her. Does my brain in, and quite frankly, the acting. And it's getting... I'm not being funny, but Doctor Who was getting, at the end of the last series, a bit sexy, wasn't it? And I'm sorry, for me, you know... No, it's not Doctor Who to see him kissing people. What's with the tongues? Oh no, we don't want to see Doctor Who touching and kissing, please. It's awful, awful. We don't want to see that. So disappointed. So best programme on the telly at the moment is Merlin, I think, and that's on BBC One on Saturday nights. Do try it. It's funny and very clever. There is a storyline, and it all comes together so well. The chemistry between the two of them is fantastic. I don't know what's Casualty after that. When I finish the show today, I'm going downstairs to watch the rest of Waterloo Road. I have watched some of it. Did you see Waterloo Road last night? BBC One? Very good. Very good. They had this debate thing. Where some of the children... I can't find my bit of paper now. Where is it? There we are. Where some of the children were having a debate on school uniforms. That's it. They were debating school uniforms. Okay? And I think 4 children had to get up on the stage and, like, do a speech or something like that. And after the speech, everyone voted for them. So 2 of them done quite a good speech. A girl who's, like, the teacher's daughter... who was in charge of the whole thing. I mean, to be honest, I thought some of the acting, the guy who's the teacher, the black guy, the black teacher guy, you know, the tall one who speaks very well, I thought his acting was pretty poor last night. It just... I'm not sure if it's his acting or the writing, but it was a bit over the top. And sometimes I think the acting in Waterloo Road can be pretty bad sometimes. I thought it was last night. The bit where he is like bringing his daughter onto the stage to do the chatting and all that business, I thought was always a bit much. This is not working quite well. Anyway, she got it all wrong. And then a boy came up and took the mick out of the whole event. And put the stripper music on and started saying, "This is what I think of school uniform," and then started shaking took his tie off and then his shirt, started wiggling his arse to the camera. Ha! And he got all the votes and he won. I mean, how sad is that? Dear me, where is the sense in these people? Some more messages coming in here. Let me see. Where are we going now? Terry Turner says, "How was your time as Doctor Who? As you were the Doctor before David Tennant." Yes, if you look at me carefully, you will actually realise I was once Doctor Who. Okay, I am also, as well as Christopher Reardon, also known as Chris Eccleston. Do you see the likeness in there? We both have big noses. We do have big noses. There we are. Thank you very much. Leon is sending us In the Night Garden theme tune, so let's have a little listen to this. It's nice, isn't it?
The night is black and the stars are bright and the sea is dark and deep.
But someone I know is safe and snug, and they're drifting off to sleep. Round and round, a little boat no bigger than your hand, out on the ocean, far away from land. Take the little sail down, light the little light. This is the way to the garden in the night.
Oh, well, we like that very much. Oh, I'm going to have to watch that. I think I'm going to enjoy that. Never liked the Teletubbies, I'm afraid, dear. They were just some fat old things dancing around on the telly, weren't they? Never really keen on the Teletubbies. Thank you very much for that, Leon. I'm going to have to watch a whole episode of In the Night Garden. I think I will have to watch an episode of that. Wayne says, on the subject of computer games, Asteroids was good as well. Yeah, Asteroids. See, there's going to be young people who've never heard of these games. Asteroids was like rocks that were kind of in space. This is all on a TV screen. Rocks that were kind of in space and they were moving slowly. And you had a little missile type launcher and you had to break the rocks up. And then when you first hit them, they would break into smaller pieces. And then you'd hit them again and they break into smaller pieces again. I think when you hit them a third time, they would just disintegrate. And you had to get rid of the rocks before, if the rock hit you, then obviously you were blown up as well. So thank you for that, Wayne. Yes, I remember those. Wayne says he's missed the first 10 minutes of the show. Did you chat about the Hoover? Not yet. I'm coming to the Hoover in a moment. Don't rush me. We're going as quick as we can. I'm peaking too early. Gavin says, hello, Chris. I do my walk every day around my town. I will cook you some tea if you come to Terry's. Oh, I like the sound of that, Gavin. But the walking, Gavin, I'm not sure it's enough. What we're going to hopefully do, Gavin, is get Fag Ash Lil to go on the end of Brighton Pier every morning at 6:30 a.m. With the United Kingdom radio microphones and also the cameras as well. And she's going to do exercising. And what you're going to have to do, Gavin, is get in front of your computer 6:30 every morning and do the exercising in the living room, watching United Kingdom talk. Okay, we will get those pounds off. That's it. So there we are. So don't worry about it all, Gavin. You sit down there, have another bag of crisps, and we'll talk about it later. Now, you might be wondering, if you weren't with us on Tuesday, what on earth is Wayne talking about? The Hoover story. Well, the Hoover story. A while ago, when I was smaller, probably about 10 years old, I love, and I still do love today, transports. Trains in particular. Planes. I like planes. I find it a very boring way to travel around the world on a plane. It is very, very boring, especially, if you're in the economy in a plane, stuck at the back for 8 hours. It is not fun. I mean, it really isn't fun on a plane for hours on end. However, I still, I like transport and I love driving. Now, I've only got a cheap old car. It's a little Toyota Aygo. Costs pennies to run. If I could have any car I wanted, it would be like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, something like that. Something with a bit of class, Not really into Porsches or Ferraris. I just think they're vulgar. Sports cars do nothing for me. BMW, maybe one of those. But I don't believe in spending more than you need to. And a car for me is a means of getting from A to B, and that's it. I did used to have a Land Rover. It was a Defender, the square army type. That was fantastic to drive. You were sitting up there and you had to drive these cars. You know, there's none of this flicking your gear your gear stick into gear with one finger. You just couldn't do it. You know, you've got to literally yank this lever back. I mean, you really had and push those pedals. None of this touching the pedals lightly, dear. Oh no, you had to push these pedals down. You really did. You had to drive a Land Rover, but very expensive to maintain and run. I mean, hideously expensive. So that's why I got the small car. But I do like driving. Now, when I was smaller, one of the other methods of transport I thought always were very, very clever were hovercrafts. How clever is a hovercraft? How wonderful that thing works. I'd been on a hovercraft a couple of times with Mum and Dad over to the Isle of Wight. Now, the Isle of Wight, if you're outside the UK, it's a tiny little island, and it's at the bottom of England. You know, you've got the mainland England, and then there's a bit of water, and then you've got the island Isle of Wight. Okay, and you used to get over there by hovercraft or ferry, and I love the hovercraft. Great big noisy machines. I mean, these things are enormous, but the noise was unbelievable. We love it. And these hovercrafts, they've got like a platform, and you get on you get on the hovercraft, and then when everyone's on, they close the doors and they fire up the engine. I mean, have we got a hovercraft sound? One moment, please. Let me have a look. Hovercraft noise. Shall I so you can hear what a hovercraft sounds like? Because there will be people outside the UK who have never seen a hovercraft. Hovercraft noise. Let's see if we can find anything on there, dear. La da da, 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 da. Hovercraft noise, or maybe MP3. I don't know. Oh no, I haven't got anything from a hovercraft. Never mind. But they did used to make an awful amount of noise, and this thing would then lift up and literally float. It would float over the land and over the sea, all the way over to the Isle of Wight. Fantastic. And it was just as noisy on as it was off, you know. And the thing used to vibrate sometimes. Oh, fantastic way to travel about. I mean, I don't know how much fuel these things used. I mean, pretty powerful motors to lift this thing up into the air. Anyway, I had this idea that I could make a personal 10 years old I was. I could make a personal hovercraft. So after a recent trip to the Isle of Wight, we got back, and then during the week we went shopping, and I asked Mum and Dad, we must get a box from Sainsbury's. We used to go shopping at Sainsbury's in Kingston. I said, well, get a box, because I want to make something. What do you make? So that's it. So we got this box back. And it was like, 4 sides and a bottom. So there's nothing on the top. So the top is like, a box, which is open. And I turned it upside I turned it upside down because I had visions of me being able to sit on this box and it will lift up and float me across the living room carpet. And I cut a small hole in the side of the box. I got Mum and Dad's Hoover. We didn't have one of those, those push along. I've got one of those Dyson things here that you push along. But this was a cylindrical Hoover. So you could, it had 2 holes on it. One hole you attached the long pipe to, what you suck all the dust up with. And on that one, that's how you would normally Hoover. But these Hoovers also had a hole on the back. And you could attach the pipe to the back and it would blow out air. Oh, look at that. Leon, you're very useful to have here. He's found a... Here, this is the sound of a hovercraft. Listen. Loud, didn't they? Listen. Oh, we like that. That's actually, I've never seen that. He's actually sent me a picture of what looks like a personal hovercraft there. which is fantastic. I tell you what, I'll put that on my... You might want to have a little look at that. I'm going to put that on my Facebook wall. Just a minute. Right, if you want to have a look at that, go to my Facebook. The username is Chris Reardon UK, and have a quick look at my wall there, okay? And that looks like a personal hover... Oh, I wonder how much one of those is. Could I go to work on a personal hovercraft? I love it! Okay, go and have a look at my Facebook wall. My Facebook username is Chris Reardon UK. On the wall is a little film of a personal hovercraft there. All right. So, these hoovers, you put the pipe in the back end and it would blow air rather than suck it. Pardon? Yeah, okay, right. So I did that and I then cut a small hole, I think, in the side of the box, pushed the hoover tube in there and switched it on, and sure enough, this cardboard box lifted into the air, only a little bit. And for some strange, inexplicable reason, I thought it would take the weight of me. I thought all I've got to do is sit on the box, turn on the hoover, and I will go floating miraculously across the living room floor. So, I thought, well, I better not turn the hoover on before I get on, because it might be a bit dicey. So I then sat on the box, turned the hoover on, and the hoover made lots of noise, and nothing happened. I was so disappointed. It could not lift my weight. Very, very disappointed. So that's something I did try to make once, a hoover. No, sorry, a hovercraft, but it didn't work. Very disappointed. Has anyone else had success at making a hovercraft at all and floating across living rooms or anywhere like that? I thought I'd invented a new form of transport, but it didn't happen. Ben says, on the subject of TV shows, bring back Magpie. Oh, yes, Tommy Boyd, who I've worked with before, he was one of the presenters of Magpie. Wonderful guy to work with, I tell you. I worked with him, it's over a year ago now. Really nice bloke, Tommy Boyd. And Ben says, back to the Hoover again. Yeah, we're back to the Hoover several times. I only tell the same story once every year. Don't worry about that. Personal hovercrafts apparently are $18,000. Well, I don't think I'll be buying one of those then. No, we won't have one of those then. Okay, fair enough. All right, email time, boys and girls. We've got a couple of emails coming in here. One that's been waiting for weeks, so we must do this. From the lovely Jennifer, because if I don't read Jennifer's email out quickly, she won't send any more, will she? We need a personal... Anyone going to buy me a personal hovercraft? Please, can I have a personal hovercraft? Don't forget, you can join in on the email, boys and girls. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Just coming up to... already 13 minutes to 12 on Thursday, the 7th of October, 2010. And Jennifer writes, hello, Chris. Well, I must say I certainly do miss your shows. I look forward to filling a couple of hours' work with your shows, and I have to resort to Live 365's alternative 80s stations. Now, that's interesting you should mention Live 365. United Kingdom Radio is now also on Live 365. Live365.com. You will now also find us on there. I have actually had a live365.com thing going for about 5 years. And on Tuesday, I thought rather than just have my shows playing out on there, that is now also connected to the station. So those of you that used to listen to my show on its own on Live 365, it has now changed slightly. Everyone on United Kingdom Radio is also now on Live 365, and it also carries our live shows as well as the recorded ones, all right? Jennifer says, I hope you had a great time at your sister's. While you're staying at the hotel, does your nephew or any of the other members of the family stay with you? No, they don't. But Jimmy did come up to the hotel twice to see me. Isn't that nice? I say see me. I didn't actually stay in a hotel that much. I left the hotel during the daytime and went over to my sister's house. I only slept at the hotel. But on both occasions, after my little afternoon nap that I have every day, I have an afternoon nap every day at about 4 o'clock. He would come over and wake me up at 7 o'clock at night and bang on the door. Isn't that wonderful? Little Jimmy on his own. So, and Jennifer says, how is my future son-in-law, Jimmy? Yeah, because Jennifer's got a young daughter. Jimmy is my young nephew. He's 13. And we are trying to match them up. And he is very well, actually. He's doing very well. He's actually trying to get a job washing up dishes in an Indian restaurant with him. So I don't think probably let him have a job because he's a bit young at the moment. But yes, he's already on the way. He'll be fine. Don't you worry about Jimmy. He will actually be fine, okay? Ben says the hover wing on the clip on my Facebook is $85,000. Was even dearer than I thought. Although Leon seems to find one on oh no, that's the pictures. Thank you, Leon. Jennifer says, well, I wanted to comment on something you had mentioned a few shows back. You had mentioned a comment about someone saying, my car just blew up or my car just exploded. You know, because often you say, someone will come up to you, you know, while you're, oh, the car's blown up. Yeah, and it hasn't. All that happened, you know, it just stopped working. How many times have you heard someone, the TV blew up? The oven blew up. And it didn't blow up, it just simply stopped working. You know, they blow it out of all proportion. Jennifer says, well, this very thing happened last night to me, which is a couple of weeks ago, at 2:15 a.m. She said this would have been very early Thursday morning on the 23rd of September. There was a huge boom that shook the house and woke me up. I couldn't... I wish we had a huge boom in here. It's been a few years. I couldn't tell what happened because everything seemed normal in the house. I figured that the cats had just knocked something over. Well, I checked out the window just for good measure and then double-checked and saw headlights coming down the street. Sounds a bit like the Twilight Zone. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, just a minute. One minute. Where's that now? It's here somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. I'll read that with effects now. With effects. Okay, where is it again? I checked out the window and then double-checked. And I saw headlights coming down the street. Yes. Good morning to Zach, who says it's currently 9:40 p.m. on Thursday, and I'm up listening live. Yeah, Zach is in Australia, in New South Wales. He says £85,000 would be worth every penny for a hovercraft. Yes, I think so as well. I think I need to sell a few things and save up money for a hovercraft. Can you drive them on Britain's roads? Could I go to work on a hovercraft? Can you imagine turning up at work on a hovercraft? I'd love it. Back to the email. Jennifer says about the headlights coming down the street. I figured I'd just watch to see who it was and then and where it was going. Lo and behold, it was a fire truck. No. See, our fire trucks, they go da 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 da. None of this. Woo woo. What's all that about? You want to get decent tones on your fire engines in America, you really do. She says, then there was another one. I looked out the window to my right and saw this bright orange glow and ran outside. It could have been me landing, you know. Could have been me landing on one of my spaceships. My neighbour's pickup truck was engulfed in flames. Then moments later, the flames jumped to the roof of the house where the truck was parked near. The truck exploded once more, and then there were sparks shooting out of the engine like fireworks. Oh, I've got fireworks. Hang on, I've got fireworks, I think. Oh, no, I've got an explosion. Is that all right? Can I have an explosion? Where's my explosion? Oh, I got... No, where's the... Oh, no, maybe I haven't. Never mind. She said the fireman put out the flames and destroyed the front part of the house. The house was engulfed with smoke due to the roof on fire seeping, the fire seeping into the attic. It was seeping, boys and girls. It was seeping out. I watched the fireman pull down the ceiling of his front porch and smoke was just billowing out. It was such a sight to see. My neighbour mentioned to me that he has just changed the battery of his truck 2 days prior to this. Oh my God, I recently had the battery changed on my car. I hope that doesn't go into flames, dear. But honestly, I wonder, his girlfriend's car hasn't been in the yard for several days now, and he is a cop. So maybe, just maybe, they've been wronged by a cop. Well, I certainly hope that's not the case. Poor guy only had the minimum insurance on the truck, so it wasn't covered. What a loss. Oh, you must have insurance, dear. You must. Not to mention it was a nice truck, but it was a bit exciting to have 3 fire trucks, 2 ambulances and about a dozen cops on our street. Oh my God, all those men running towards my house. Sounds like Christmas to me, dear. It really does. All those men in uniform, oh my, all that testosterone running about there, and I was standing by a tree watching it all in my giraffe-looking pyjama bottoms. And a tank top, and only one that came up to talk to me was the neighbour whose truck exploded. How disappointing. Now you've got to show a bit of leg. Get a bit of leg out, dear. That's why they didn't come over. I mean, I always change near my window. Oh, yes. I do change near my window. Also, she says, you wanted to know about our first jobs. Yeah, I was asking, what is your first job? And incidentally, do tell me what your first jobs were like. Email, please, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk for a next, perhaps the next show or the one after. Tell me about your first job. What do you remember about it? What was it like going to work that first time? Let us know, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Jennifer says, at age 11, I was delivering newspapers for the Hollywood Sun Tattler every day after school and in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, you have to get up early. I never did a paper round. No, I did a shop. My first week of work, I had to go collect from all my customers, and at the end, I made $11. Oh, it's all right, isn't it? $11? That's not bad. I'm just looking at my clock. We can't run over time because the news will come on. I thought I was the richest kid in the world, although looking back now, if I'd have spent 2 hours a day wrapping papers and tossing them out on my bike baskets onto people's lawns or porches, I've averaged 75 cents an hour. It's probably not very good, is it? Eh? Towards the end of my career, delivering newspapers, it got quite nasty. We had a new supervisor and she was just mean. Aren't they mean, these supervisors? And let her kids beat up on all us paper carriers while we wrapped our papers on her lawn. I just finally up and quit on her and she had to take over my route. Oh, nasty. Why are they nasty? In some of these adults, they get a bit of power, aren't they? Sad, lonely all managers are sad, lonely characters, except for a couple of very nice people that I work for. Most managers of organisations are nasty, lonely characters. I'm sure they are, who are just there to create nastiness for the people that are around them. My next job, oh, look at this, was on a theme park. I bet you was on those rides all the time, weren't you? Then a fast food restaurant, then a healthcare agency, grocery store, TV station, ice cream distribution, and now she works at cookie, like biscuit distribution. We like some biscuits. Send some biscuits, please. No, don't. I'm off biscuits. I'm trying to lose weight still. I've been trying to lose weight for the last 20 years. I will say that out of all my past positions, every business but the grocery store has closed shop. Oh, I don't think we're being employing you then, Jennifer. You sound like the last nail in the coffin for these businesses. Is that right? Do you think that the businesses just couldn't survive without me, or I just ran them into the ground? I wouldn't like to say, my dear. What are you doing to these poor companies, dear? Eh? My last 3 jobs at the TV station, ice cream and cookie distribution plants, I have thoroughly enjoyed. Do you get to take the stock home? That's the question. Eh? Do you get to take the stock home? Ben, thank you for that comment. If she is or not, I hope Carol isn't listening. Well, I mean, some of the staff there have told me things. I'm not even going to go into it. Horses wouldn't drag it from me. That really should. I'd really hate to be someone who hates their job. Well, I must be going, the cookie tree beckons to me. And that's from the lovely Jennifer. Thank you very much, Jennifer, for writing that. So, boys and girls, there's something for you to join in with, okay? Do you remember your first job? What was it like that first time? What did you do? Did you like your first job? How long were you there for? How much did you get paid? The first job I worked for was Millets, a camping shop in Putney, and I got £12 working for a Saturday. £12. Yes, Ben, I've got all your gossip coming through there. Do not worry, we'll have a chat later on, okay? And Leon wants something else. Okay, I shall send you that. All right, boys and girls, time for me to go now. Thank you very, very much for joining me on the show this morning. If you're watching United Kingdom Radio, then I do believe Lee Mills will be coming up for you at 12 o'clock UK time, only on the watch button, okay? Go to unitedkingdomradio.co.uk and click the watch button for 12 o'clock and Lee Mills. Do join in by email to any of the recorded shows at any time. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. Be lovely to hear from you, okay? Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll be back here on unitedkingdomradio.co.uk live on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock UK time. The news coming up next. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.